Yeah, so back up. So we're talking with Chuck Cates, the president of Finishes, etc., on a recent Klondike installation. Chuck, why don't you take it with your own words? You showed the customer what?
We ended up putting the Klondike on the walls. We had about 3,000 square foot. What he had on the walls previously was vinyl, so we came through and stripped all the vinyl and prepped the walls. Okay. With stripping the walls, we basically prepped them with hot mud, okay, and primed them with the Klondike primer. All right. Then we put the 2 coats of Klondike on top. Now, as we put the 2 coats the following day, we ended up having about 3 bubbles, good sized bubbles. We're talking a good 4 to 5 inches of bubbling, and that's where basically the sheetrock paper was peeling up. Okay. Of course, being our first installation, you know, we've always talked about it being friendly to patch, but until you get involved in it, you're not really sure. Cut out the bubble, ended up being about a good 6 to 7 inches, you know, a nice size. We kilsed it. All right, let that dry. The following day, come back and put hot mud over it, and let that dry. Came back with the Klondike primer, which is the gray primer, and 2 coats of Klondike blended right in. You cannot find the bubble anywhere.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So it's very friendly when it comes to patch and repair, which is odd because you get Duraplex. I mean, we've done it in the past, and we all know 50-50 chance on fixing a Duraplex patch. Same with almost any product out there. Mm-hmm. The repair, unless it's paint, then you know you're going to have issues. With the Klondike, no issues. Very impressive.
And Chuck, how's your customer like the Klondike installation? This is about 3,000 square foot banquet room.
This is a banquet room in a restaurant, and customer picked out the colors. We actually installed it. He loves the product. He ended up adding on another 3,000 square foot. We're talking about actually moving over to the restaurant and putting the Klondike in there. So I mean, Kim Sung Restaurant, Tan Law's the owner, and I mean he's fell in love with the product.
How about in terms of without sharing with us your exact financial results? I mean, how about in terms of crew production? I mean, did it come in about where you estimated? How about material coverage rates also?
Material coverage I was a little worried about, and we put a few extra cents on there, and I think we talked about this, Steve. Just, you know, the little areas that we have done, I was over on my coverage, so I was a little worried going into a 3,000 square foot job. With the coverage rate, what Triarch said that we should be receiving, we actually nailed it on the head. 3,000 square foot, I think we had 22 pails. We ended up using 20 pails for 3,000 square foot.
Nice.
So, you know, and we did order 2 pails extra, and I mean, we didn't even have to use them. So, you know, it worked out on, you know, for us as Finishes, etc., you know, on the coverage rate, and we actually got a few extra cents in there that we budgeted for the material.
Yep. And how about crew production speed and that sort of stuff? Is it about what you thought?
It is. We had 4 guys for 4.5 days, and keep in mind that was pulling vinyl, prepping walls, priming, and 2 coats of Klondike.
Yeah. And how high were these walls? Do you remember?
12 foot high.
Yep.
It was
Nice.
more of a wainscot. We did the top half.
Oh, okay.
And then the bottom half, we just we sprayed like a Cirrus finish.
Okay.
On the bottom half.
Okay. Good.
How'd you install the Klondike?
With a 4-inch paintbrush.
Oh. Okay. So you didn't trowel it?
We did not trowel it. 4-inch paintbrush, the entire thing.
And so, did you have like 4 different guys installing the Klondike at the same time? Any concern about signatures or anything like that?
No, we had even our laborers could install the Klondike, which, you know, the only thing you have to be careful of is you want to be able to spread, and Don, you went out there and looked at it. You want to be able to spread it out more to get your coverage instead of just leaving it clumped up. So when you do start brushing it on the wall, that should cover a good 12-inch to 16-inch area. So with someone installing it, you need to be careful you're not just covering a 6-inch area and you're spreading a 15-inch area. Mm-hmm. As far as the different hands on the wall, it just blends. That's the great thing about it. Not only does it blend, you know, once the material starts to dry and you come back and knock it down with the plastic trowel, I mean, it just feathers in, and there's you can come back 2 hours later and just brush an area and it blends.
Great, super.
No lines. I mean, and Don, and you've seen, you know, some of the stuff that we did out there. I mean, it came out really nice.
Super.
Feels like in the twilight zone. 'Cause we have some 30-foot walls, and I think we'll see it today. But
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Great. Thanks, Chuck.